Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. It's Book Saturday, and today we're going to talk about I Will Teach You to Be Rich by Ramit Sethi. I've seen this book all over the place and finally thought, I'm going to work it into my reading. Coming back from Texas a couple weeks ago when I was down there teaching and saw it in an airport bookstore. It's a New York Times bestseller, and I thought, I want to check that out. I've seen it a number of times throughout the years. So checked it out, and it's a good book, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Hope that your weekend is going well. It's Saturday. Some people are working. Some people have the day off. Whatever you're doing, hope it's going well. Good morning, Thad. Appreciate you being here, saying hello. One thing you should be reading is the newsletter. Get on that list, enjoylifesafely.com. It's free and has a lot of good tips on staying safe, enjoying life, being exceptional, achieving success. And I'm drinking out of the book mug today. And I just talk about books and reading on Saturdays to encourage you to get out and read more. Not just the newsletter, not just the books that I may show and talk about on the show here. Just anything that entertains you, educates you. Those are two big reasons for reading. Learn something, be entertained. So get out there and read. And hopefully things that I share on here will motivate you to do just that. This book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. Like I said, it's a New York Times bestseller. It's been out for a number of years. I've seen it all over the place. Saw it at the airport. Thought, I'm going to work that into the reading and check it out. I think it's a very good book on some very basic principles. I think younger people should get this. And if they started out with some of the things he talks about early on, it would set them up to do well financially. One of the first chapters, it's a 6-week program. The first week, he talks about credit cards. And I really like that chapter because some financial books tell you, cut up your credit cards and just use cash. Don't get into debt, and credit cards are evil and all of this stuff, which I've always disagreed with. If you've heard me talk and stuff, you know that I advocate using credit cards. I hate debit cards. Don't use them. I only use credit cards, and I use credit cards for absolutely everything because I get the miles and the rewards. We travel. I take vacations with my whole family on miles and so forth. So I like using credit cards and getting the rewards. I never pay credit card interest. You pay credit card interest and it will screw you over. I think like a cash advance on my one credit card is like 30%, 29.9%. And I forget what charges are, but they're high. I don't care because I never pay credit card interest. And that's the kind of stuff he talks about in this chapter, about using credit cards, using the reward type cards and getting a card that gives you good rewards and how to analyze which rewards are better than others, but never paying interest, always paying those cards off. And if you do have balances where you're paying interest, ways to get that interest reduced, get those cards paid off, and then never pay again. So I like that chapter. Then he goes on to talk about, higher fee bank accounts. Something my daughter did recently. Instead of having all of her savings in a low interest bank account, move some to an online higher paying, they're still not that high, but it's better than the regular bank account. So moving money into there and so forth. So I like that he talked about the high interest bank accounts, even though high interest isn't that high. It's better than the regular ones. Then he talks about investment accounts, making sure that you max out your 401k if you have that available, different Roth IRA strategies and different things. Then he goes on to about analyzing your spending, making a budget. And he's not the one that says, don't spend money on anything, which, I don't advocate either, but be reasonable about it and budget it. like we were going to Vegas. I'm not a big gambler because I understand that when you look around at all of those giant buildings and all the lights, those were not built by people winning. Okay. The odds are in the house's favor. And so you don't go to Vegas to get rich. However, maybe you enjoy gambling and that's part of your entertainment budget. Great. If it's part of your entertainment budget, one person might want to go see a show, one person might want to drink alcohol, one person might want to gamble, and they budget accordingly as their entertainment for their vacation, then there's nothing wrong with it. And there's nothing wrong with eating out. There's nothing wrong with splurging on things when it's budgeted and you have the money to do it. So I like that he talks about it in that manner, not be frugal, don't spend any money. And he also talks a little bit about paying a little bit more for something that's going to last. Hey, I don't wear Walmart and Kmart and Target clothes. We shop at higher end things. I like my Tommy Bahama. I like my polo shirts and so forth. They cost more, but they look nicer. They last longer. Now, there's nothing wrong with those others if that's what you choose. But the thing is to choose and budget accordingly. So I like that he did that too. And then he talks about making automatic payments and setting up accounts to do things automatically to streamline your budgeting process and your investing process. And, some of the simple ways to invest, in different funds and so forth than trying to be picking stocks and playing that type of game. So it's just a good basic book. I think it's really good for younger people because if they did some of this starting out, they're going to be better off later on. And he talks about that too, about starting early versus starting late because of compound interest. So it was a good book. I do recommend it, especially for younger folks that want a basic good book on personal finance and some good strategies to help you achieve financial goals as you go through life. So I do like that. It'll be one of the books in the Smart Money Guide books that I'm going to be putting out this year. Probably going to be ebooks only, but Kindle. But I got those coming out. Some different things and resources to help people with their finances as well. And so, good book. That's the only one I wanted to share today. Hope you go out, make it a spectacular Saturday. Sign up for the email and get those ebooks on staying safe at enjoylifesafely.com. I will be back tomorrow. We'll see you then.